Now we move on to male can-can dancers. Yes, they were a thing. In this era, they appeared as partners to the ladies, often in the form of the quadrille, two pairs who battle danced one another. This is Le Lancé, the slim one. In most sources where these photos appear, he's labeled as Valentin Le Dessaussé, because Valentin was Lagoulou's most famous dance partner. But this photo proves that this is in fact the dancer Le Lancé. Here is a comparison of the only photo which is likely Valentin. The Toulouse-Lautrec print does show Valentin, and he's just not the same man as Le Lancé. But I had to make enhanced comparisons though, just to confirm to myself that the man to the left just isn't the same. Identification is not easy. Very little is known about Le Lancé. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it correct. He did dance with with Lagoulou though, as pictured here, and also with dancers Lagoulou and Sauterelle, which we will see further ahead. He appears as the only man in this postcard with other famous female Moulin Rouge dancers, stars like Margot, Rayon d'Or, Eglantine, and Lagoulou, who appears twice for some reason. I am guessing that this is him. I'm not sure, but the hairstyle is similar. I'll get back to this photo later. This artwork seems to depict Le Lancé, and we do see Valentin Le Dessaussé, in the top hat, dancing with Lagoulou and an unknown woman. There's no trace of what happened to Le Lancé after his dance career, or where he came from. And here's something I am very proud of. I have found a likely identity of the man to the right, Louis d'Or. Yeah, and the detail that he wears glasses is something I recently discovered. 90% of the times, this photo says that the man is Valentin Le Dessaussé, because he appears alongside Lagoulou and he looks a bit like Valentin. But look at this drawing. The man in the top hat is easily recognizable as the Valentin Le Dessaussé. And here it says Valentin danced together with Louis d'Or, a man who has a mustache and who wore matching checkered pants and shirt. He's very likely the man in the photo. My other main argument that the checkered man isn't Valentin is that Valentin was never depicted as having had a mustache. Guy Bollard. He's mentioned as the dance partner of several of the leading dancers of the Moulin Rouge, such as Grey de Gaulle, Rayon d'Or, and Sauterelle. But he's almost forgotten today. I found this sheet music from 1890 called I, Guy Bollard, and it is a tune about him. It starts with I am the one who launched Grey de Gaulle, Rayon d'Or, Lagoulou, Sauterelle. They are well maintained. There was also a Guibol, who was a lady, Mademoiselle Guibol. The nickname literally means skillful legs. And these two photos, to the left and right, could be of Guy Bollard, but I'm not sure. The ears and the eyebrows seems to match, but yeah, it's hard to know for sure. Again, this looks like it could be the same man who is giving someone a piggyback ride. The photo to the right says that it's of Diamant, the lady, and one of the men is Brin de Amour. The brown-haired man looks like he's the same man who poses with Étoile Filante. Here we have a mention of Guy Bollard with fellow male dancer Vol Avant. But artwork like this one can't be trusted for identification purposes. The faces of the ladies don't match the photos of them at all. They are stylized and not drawn to be identifiable. Here's 4 unknown persons performing an eccentric quadrille. And they're men, and 2 of them are in drag, but I cannot identify them. Here's something interesting. I had these men noted as Gibolard and Volavant for a long time, since those two were frequently mentioned as dance partners of Sauterelle and Rayon d'Or. But a note on the back of this photo gave me their actual nicknames: Fend-l and Merlatti. Fend-l means break the air. Not in that way. That was Le Petoman, the fart maniac's job. Break the air as in moving quickly through it. Merlatti was his surname, likely, or a surname he took as an artist name. Who is a good question. If I follow the logic of the names of the ladies from the back of the photo, this should be correct, but I could be wrong. In this colorized version of the photo, we can see that their jackets were red, which we can also see in this artwork by Pierre Vidal, which depicts the 2 high-kicking men in red jackets at the Moulin Rouge. They could of course be others than Fend-l and Merlatti, of course. Newspaper articles such as this one helps a lot with confirming that the nicknames are noted on the photos are correct and correctly spelled. This is the only newspaper article I've found which mentions Les Lancers. He's teamed up with Merlatti, Rayon d'Or and Sauterelle. This time the men wore black suits, not red. Now we return to this collage photo of can-can performers. The men are encircled. The likely Fend-l is appearing 2 times. And yeah, I must confess I am quite proud of having identified them, as I've never seen them identified anywhere, meaning never ever during these past 23 years of studying with Moulin Rouge performers have I encountered their names. This is one of the photos which was used to create the collage photo which I showed previously. Fend-l, or Merlatti, the guy who has the lovely Jane Avril on his back, looks very, I comply with the task I am given. Or, it's a hard job, but someone's gotta do it. The man who likely is Le Lancé looks more ready for mischief. And I gotta say, it looks like Jane Avril has some sort of stick in her hand, ready to play the 2 strings like a violin. The revitalized can-can brought a degree of fame to Fend-l, Gibolard, and Brin d'Amour, partners and counterparts of the fashionable can-can dancers. These young men, their reign over, ended up in a discreet bourgeois life. They are married and have families. Here we have an unknown man together with a woman who's only known by her nickname, Hélène. Another unknown man, labeled as Valentin Le Dessaussé. We can't see his profile, which was Valentin's most characteristic trait. The photo of the likely Valentin Le Dessaussé isn't similar to our agile man with the suit. And Valentin was a man in his 50s in 1890s, and the suit man is photographed in 1893. He certainly does not look like he was in his 50s. This collection includes some photos of unknown men. It was really popular to do the man riding pose. Yeah, again, a photo of a man mounted by a woman, Margot in this case. This man might be Brin d'Amour or someone else. Margot's dress is very cool. The well-known dancers Guy Bollard, La Comète, Volavant, Fend-l, Paul Apat, Fall du Fer, who were true artists, as skilled as the Cladoche of the Second Empire, were disgusted by receiving so little money and stop dancing. True or not? They quit because they were paid so little. Or they married and entered bourgeois life. They did fade into obscurity, more than the women, but here I have given them some recognition.